Hello everyone, Yuri from Capcom Unity here with another round of video tutorials for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, which is out now for Wii U and 3DS. If you haven't seen a previous video, it's definitely worth a look. It goes over some of the basics of the game, such as quest, gathering, and items. This time, we'll take a look at character movement and each individual weapon type. First thing you'll notice is that movement in Monster Hunter is somewhat different from most action RPG games. You run with the left analog stick or slide pad, dash by holding the R button at the cost of some stamina, and evade by pressing B. But once you draw your weapon, your running speed will vary depending on the weapon you're holding. Some of the lighter weapons, such as the sword and shield or the bow, will allow you to run at pretty much the same speed, while other weapons such as the greatsword or the gun lance would really slow you down. While you can't dash when your weapon is drawn, you can perform some evasive maneuvers such as rolling or hopping, which are all performed with the B button. Again, this varies by weapon type, so be sure to familiarize yourself with your weapon's movement options so you don't get caught by surprise mid-hunt. You start off with one of each weapon type, so it's worth taking each of them for a quick spin at the Moga Woods and just figure out all your attacks, movement, evasive options, and how long each animation takes to play out. This definitely pays off in the long run, so let's go over them real quick. The Sword and Shield is my recommended choice for beginners. It's fast and lightweight, and you can block. You can do a basic combo with the X button, or mix it up with some shield slaps or other strikes with the A button. You can perform a jumping attack by pressing A and X together, which is really useful for closing in on your targets. By holding R, you'll block incoming attacks, but this costs stamina, so watch out. And just so you know, the Sword and Shield is the only weapon type that lets you use items without having to put it away. Just hold R and press the Y button. Dual Blades are kind of like the Sword and Shield, but you trade blocking for faster attacks, and it has this awesome thing called Demon Mode, which increases your attack power, mobility, and adds the Demon Dodge. Again, it's a risky weapon because you can't block, but you can do some cool stuff like this. Now watch how the greatsword gets really slow. It's really powerful, but if you want to survive, you gotta get in the habit of always putting it away so you can run around and plan your attacks. If you pick your moments, you can do some real damage with these charge attacks. And you can block with the side of the blade. The longsword is also really cool. You can't block with it, but it's a lot faster than the greatsword, and some of its moves have evasive properties. And by landing a bunch of hits, you fill the spirit gauge, which boosts your attacks and opens up new attack combos with the R button. That's called a spirit combo, and if you manage to hit a monster with the final strike, you get an even bigger attack boost. The hammer is another really strong weapon, and it causes impact damage, allowing you to knock monsters out if you hit them in the head enough times. It's not too fast, but not too slow either, but it really relies on your stamina to hold its charged attacks. Note that there's many ways you can end that charge move, and you can even cancel it by rolling. The hunting horn follows a similar line of thought, but it adds this unique element of playing songs that will get hunters pumped up and get some special offensive and defensive bonuses. Each move you perform adds a musical note to the staff. Then when you have a song ready, the notes will be highlighted. Just press the R button to play the song and get yourself those buffs. The lance is another heavy weapon type. You strike quickly and precisely, but you walk rather slowly, which is actually good for its defensive style. The huge shield helps a lot with blocking and even countering attacks. And you can also perform a charged sprint to catch up with your targets or hit them multiple times in a row. Gun lances are a variation of lances, but adding the ability to shoot. Different gun lances will have different types of firepower, but all of them have multiple ways of firing. You can shoot after each strike, do these mini charge shots, and you can even unload all your rounds at once with the shotgun fire. And there's always the super powerful Wyvern Fire Blast. The Switch Axe is a really interesting weapon type that gives you two attack modes. In Axe mode, you move around a bit like a longsword, and your attacks reach quite far actually. In Sword mode, you walk a little slower, but unleash a special ability with each strike, depending on your Switch Axe, of course. Also in sword mode, you can perform a massive elemental discharge. And one more thing to know, there are certain moves that allow you to switch between sword and axe mode in the middle of a combo. Now bowguns are long-range weapons that support a variety of ammo types, from regular bullets all the way to piercing, explosive, and even element-based rounds. In the right hands, bowguns can be really deadly or really helpful to a hunting party. Light bowguns are the faster of the two types, but they generally get more recoil out of each shot. Also, some light bowguns will allow rapid firing of specific weapon types. Heavy bowguns, on the other hand, are a lot slower, but they're much more powerful. They benefit from being steadier and having the unique ability to enter crouching fire mode, allowing you to fire away a specific ammo type without needing to reload. And you can also attach a shield component to your heavy bowgun to help you out with defense. The bow is also a long-range weapon, but focuses more on mobility and constant firing. While it lacks the variety of ammo types, many bows have elements attached to them. Also, most bows allow you to apply coatings to enhance or modify your arrow's element. And each bow has a set of different arrow patterns that it can shoot, such as spread, rapid, pierce, etc. Just keep in mind that these cannot be changed, so choose wisely. And that pretty much sums up all the 12 weapon types. I hope this encourages you to give each of them a try, and maybe you'll find a new favorite. And make sure to keep an eye on the Monster Hunter blog over at capcommunity.com, as well as our social media channels. Thanks for watching!